Have you ever wondered, if you were born in a place where no one believed you could succeed, would you still dare to dream? No sponsors, no famous coaches, no training academies, no strategy boards, no AI-powered analytics. The only thing you have is a heart that refuses to give up. In the world of table tennis, where China, Japan, Korea, and Europe reign supreme, the name Nigeria rarely gets mentioned. But then, like a lightning bolt tearing through the skies of doubt, one man appeared, shifting minds, silencing laughter, and sparking hope in a place where there was once only silence. Quadri Aruna. He didn't come from a powerhouse, but carried within him the energy of a storm. No one handed him a chance, so he made his own. No one paved the way, so he became the path. Today's episode is the journey of an African warrior, one who made the world bow in respect with nothing but a worn paddle and an unbreakable belief. Welcome to Ping Pong Dreams, where we don't just tell stories of matches, but of impossible dreams. And today, that dream comes from the heart of Africa, from a place thought to have nothing except the burning will to rise. In Nigeria, football is a religion. Table tennis, just a street game for kids. In that reality, it was almost unthinkable for someone to dream of becoming a world-class table tennis player. But Quadri Aruna, a boy from the Oyo region of Nigeria, had a different dream. He had no professional courts, no international coaches, no proper equipment, but he had something that no one could take away: the recklessness of belief. He started practicing on rough wooden tables, playing with friends in dusty alleys, using dented balls and homemade paddles. The only thing that was new was his dream. Day after day, under the blazing Nigerian sun, that boy never missed a single practice. Not because someone forced him, but because deep down, he believed, even if I'm not from China, Japan, or Europe, I can still become a champion. In 2014, the world finally noticed the name Quadri Aruna when he shocked everyone by reaching the quarterfinals of the Table Tennis World Cup, the first African to ever do so. He defeated giants like Chuang-Chi Yuan of Taiwan and Kenta Matsudaira of Japan. But more than the names he beat, it was the way he played, like a lightning storm, fast, fearless, electrifying. And the world took notice. They called him the African Lightning, not just for his blistering speed, but because he struck through centuries of bias, proving Africa could be a force in table tennis. But behind every confident stare are years no one sees. Few knew that Aruna once had to choose between chasing his dream or getting a job to help his family eat, that there were months he couldn't even afford a new ball, so he reused old ones, battered and bent, because giving up was never an option. In sports, we often celebrate champions, but we forget how many hurdles it takes just to reach the starting line. For Aruna, simply competing on the world stage was a miracle. He had to beg for sponsorships, borrow money, and even rely on community donations to travel. And when he showed up, there were no shiny uniforms, no team entourage, just him, his paddle, and a heart burning too bright to be ignored. His path was never straight. He lost early in tournaments. He dealt with injuries. He stood outside the big stages while others took the spotlight. But one thing he never did was complain. He never asked, "Why don't I have what they have?" Instead, he asked, "How can I rise even without it?" And that's what made him extraordinary. While others trained with teams of coaches, Aruna studied free videos on YouTube. He took notes by hand, analyzed his own mistakes, and sharpened his technique alone, with only a pen, a notebook, and relentless discipline. Once someone asked him, "If you were born in China, how good do you think you'd be?" He smiled and said, "I don't dream of being someone else. I just want to be the best version of myself, even as a Nigerian." That answer was the spirit of a trailblazer. And when he started defeating the world's best, the whispers began. Maybe Africa was never lacking in talent, only belief. Aruna became the proof. Thanks to him, countries across Africa started investing in table tennis. Kids in Ghana, Kenya, Egypt, Senegal no longer dream only of being footballers. They now dream of becoming table tennis heroes like Aruna. Every time he stepped into a global arena, Aruna didn't just carry Nigeria's flag, he carried the weight of a whole continent. I don't play for just myself. I play for the African kids who need to lead, who need to believe we can stand tall with the world. And Aruna delivered. He rose into the world's top 20. At the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, he made history again, becoming the first African to reach the quarterfinals in Olympic table tennis. He wasn't born in China. He didn't train in Germany, Sweden, or Japan. He came from a country where power outages made it hard to even run a fan, let alone a training facility. But maybe that's what made him unstoppable, because every win he earned cost him 10 times the effort of others. He once said, "I don't fear any opponent because I know the road I've traveled has been harder than most." That's the voice of a warrior, not because he's undefeated, but because he never gives in. Today, Quadri Aruna is no longer a mystery name. He's not just a player. He's a symbol of perseverance, of the African dream rising beyond borders. He inspires not only young African athletes, but also millions around the world, reminding them, you don't need to come from a powerhouse. All you need is a dream big enough, a heart that won't quit, and a belief that never fades. Aruna didn't come to be just another star. He came to remind the world, you don't need a paved road. You just need the courage to walk through the storm and become the lightning yourself. From dusty Nigerian streets to the brightest stages of world table tennis, Quadri Aruna is more than a player. He's a pathfinder, a spark, a living answer to the question, do dreams care about maps? No, they only care if you believe. Thank you for listening to Ping Pong Dreams, where we share not just sports stories, but human stories of hope, grit, and belief. See you in the next episode where another legend waits to be told.